Hi, my name is Corey Minter, and I'm the president of Trinity Employment Specialists. Trinity is a healthcare staffing agency that focuses primarily on the healthcare industry in Tulsa and in the Oklahoma City markets. And what we want to do today in this short segment is talk to you about our processes in hiring physician's assistants and nurse practitioners. As everyone knows, these positions have become quite popular in the medical field. The reason is probably because the Affordable Care Act made it a little bit more difficult for healthcare facilities to make money. And so these individuals can they can step in for the physician and they can do it at a cheaper rate. And so many medical clinics are moving away from hiring physicians as a common person for you to meet with and hiring physician's assistants and nurse practitioners to work with patients who have colds and that sort of thing, which is probably the most common reason why people go and visit a healthcare facility. So I want to talk to you just real quickly about some of the ways that Trinity goes about hiring these two positions, and see if we might be able to help you open up and think about some new ideas in trying to recruit for this very difficult to recruit for position. The first thing that I've noticed many medical clinics do over the last few years as a staffing healthcare agency in Tulsa, we work with many clinics, and this is what I've noticed many of them do. They settle for just about any nurse practitioner or physician's assistant. And I almost want to use that word a little bit closely because I don't want to say settle, but they don't wait for someone who is just incredible. And I think the reason that they do this many times is because nurse practitioners and physician's assistants are the workhorses of the medical clinics, and they make the medical clinics the most revenue per hour that they work. And so it is really advantageous for a medical office manager or a chief operating officer for a medical clinic or a hospital to get physician's assistants and nurse practitioners into their clinics whenever there's a need. But you've got to make sure that you don't hire someone who is just going to fulfill that role. It's really important that you find someone that is going to embody the culture of your clinic or your hospital. Remember that your patients write reviews, and there are a lot of consequences to not being exceptional in your industry. Anymore, your patients will let other patients know of their experience at your clinic. And if you want to become the top-rated clinic in either the Tulsa or Oklahoma City markets, which Trinity staffs for, you've got to make sure that the people that are meeting most often with your patients are exceptional, that they give off the type of energy that you want to be connected with your clinic. And so not settling is a big part of that. I understand that they make a lot of money for the clinic, but make sure that you are getting somebody exceptional in these two positions, and we'll talk, we've got a couple more points that might help you to hone in on finding that person that's fantastic for your clinic in these two different areas. Networking with the right individuals is always going to be your best resource. Always. At Trinity, as a healthcare staffing agency in Tulsa and in Oklahoma City, we know this because we have recruited so often for physician's assistants and for nurse practitioners. And the best nurse practitioner and physician's assistants that we have found are by way of network. They are not by looking for someone with their resume. And more so than any other position, people in these two position titles that are sending out their resumes are most likely not the type of individuals that you want to be recruiting for your clinic. The type of people that you want to be recruiting for your clinic already have jobs because they are so highly sought after that there is no chance that they would ever need to go and try to find an opportunity on their own. So you have to build up a good, solid network of trusted individuals who know good nurse practitioners and physician's assistants. And those are probably good physician's assistants and good nurse practitioners who know one another, or they are going to be hanging out with other good professionals in their industry. So developing relationships is going to be your best key. Now you can utilize social networks to be very active and create yourself as a prominent figure in the social networking arenas. So make sure that your clinic or your hospital is well marketed and is represented well on social media. So when they see your clinic or hospital, it's something that is attractive. I know that that's what Trinity does as a healthcare staffing specialist. We make sure that our website, our social media, looks and appears to be an attractive place for good nurse practitioners or physician's assistants to trust. You need to do that for your clinic or hospital as well. But you've got to make sure that you are attractive to these individuals, and you've got to make sure that you have a great network. That is one of your main keys. The last thing that I want to encourage you to do is creating a fun and healthy atmosphere helps way more than almost anyone would know as an attractant to good quality nurse practitioners or physician's assistants. Everyone wants to enjoy where they work. And so whenever you bring someone in, being able to show a good, healthy atmosphere and a fun atmosphere will attract one of these individuals more than anything. Remember that they can virtually go wherever they want because they're so well sought after. And so you've got to use some of the more common things to attract them rather than trying to talk all about benefits and all about salary. Anymore, especially with some of the younger physician's assistants and nurse practitioners out there, they are looking for a fun, active, healthy environment to work in. So when you can provide this type of atmosphere when people come into your clinic, and it's obviously noticeable, your reviews online are exceptional, and all of your social networking point to being an authority in your field and a quality clinic, that is how you're going to attract these tougher to fill positions. Nurse practitioners and physician's assistants are not easy to recruit for. That's why you have to go back to some of these common foundations. So I hope that this helps you in your recruiting for these positions. If Trinity can ever help you, this is something that we specialize in. We're healthcare staffing specialists. We would love to help you as a staffing agency in Tulsa or Oklahoma City. Please give us a call anytime. Our number is 918-622-2588. Thank you.